Good morning students, Sairam. Let's continue with the revision of chapter 7 fractions. This is your maths paper pattern. There will be MCQs of 1 mark and 2 marks, then fill in the blanks and true or false. So let's revise some important questions from this chapter. Here we have pictorial representation of the fractions. You have to decide which one is the greater one. Here you can see 1 out of 3. So the fraction is 1 upon 3, and here we have taken 1 upon 5 for the shaded portion. So it is 1 upon 5. Now which one is greater? Clearly you can see that 1 upon 3 is greater. That means when the numerators are same, then the fraction with the smaller denominator is the greater one. Then next one, which is smaller? So here we have two like fractions, isn't it? 3 upon 8 and 5 upon 8. This is pictorial representation. That means 3 out of 8 are shaded, and here 5 out of 8 are shaded. So clearly by looking at the picture, you can understand that 5 out of 8 or 5 upon 8 is greater than 3 upon 8. That means for like fractions, the greater the numerator, that will be the greater fraction. Let's move on to the next question. Fill in the blanks with correct option. 5 upon 8 and 3 upon 8 are dash proper fractions, isn't it? When we have same denominators, they are like fractions, isn't it? That means they are like proper fractions. Next question. 6 upon 11 and 6 upon 13 are dash proper fractions. That means they are unlike proper fractions. When the denominators are not same, they are unlike proper fractions, isn't it? Next, the fraction 6 upon 15 in simplest form is dash. So how do you find the simplest form of a fraction? We divide both the numerator and the denominator by their HCF, and then we get the simplest form. And when in the simplest form, the numerator and denominator will have common factor as 1. So we have two options here. Let's check. 6 upon 15, when we divide by their HCF 3, then it is 2 upon 5, isn't it? So 2 upon 5 is the simplest form of 6 upon 15. Option B is right answer. Next question. A fraction equivalent to 3 upon 5. So here you have to find the equivalent fraction. How do we get an equivalent fraction? We get an equivalent fraction to a given fraction by either multiplying both the numerator and the denominator by the same number, or by dividing the numerator and the denominator by the same number. So it is first option is addition, 3 plus 2 upon 5 plus 2. This is wrong because we don't take this option as the right option because addition is not included here. This is the right option. To get an equivalent fraction, we multiply both the numerator and denominator by a same number. So option B is the correct answer. Then next, state whether the statement is true or false. We have 25 upon 19 plus 6 upon 19. We have to add these two like fractions, and the result is given as 31 upon 38. So let's check that. 25 upon 19 plus 6 upon 19. We take the common denominator and numerators we add. What do we get? We get 31 upon 19. So this is false, isn't it? This answer is wrong. So it is false. Option B is correct answer. Next question. Again true or false? We have two fractions, like fractions. 7 upon 12 plus 11 upon 12 is equal to 3 upon 2. So let's check this one also. we add these two like fractions. So we add the numerators and keep the denominator, common denominator. 7 plus 11 becomes 18. So what do we get? We get 18 upon 12. And by dividing both the numerator and the denominator by their HCF, because we know that 18 upon 12 is not in its simplest form. So when we divide by their HCF, which is 6, we get 3 upon 2, isn't it? So 3 upon 2 is the correct answer. That means this statement, this is true solution. Alright, so option A is the correct answer. Next, so we have to compare 6 upon 25 and 13 upon 25. So it is given 16 upon 25 is greater than 13 upon 25. Yes, it is true, because we know that when we have like fractions, that means when the denominators are same, then we compare the numerators, isn't it? And the greater numerator is the fraction with the greater numerator is the greater one. So 16 upon 25 is greater. Yes, it is true. Next, we have to check whether 5 upon 9 and 4 upon 5, these two fractions are equivalent or not. To check this, we can do the cross multiplication, isn't it? We know that for equivalent fraction, the cross products are always equal. So when we multiply 5 by 5 and 4 by 9, what do we get? When we multiply 5 by 5, we get 25, 9 fours are 36. These two are not equal. That means these two fractions are not equal, or they are not equivalent. So it is a false statement. Option B is the correct answer. Next question. Which of the following fractions is the greatest? Here we have 4 fractions given and we have to decide which is the greatest one. Okay. When we observe these fractions, we can find that all the fractions have same numerators, isn't it? When these fractions have same numerators, that means the fraction with the smallest denominator will be the greatest one, isn't it? So which is the fraction with the smallest denominator? It is 5 on 6, isn't it? The second one, isn't it? So 5 upon 6 is the required fraction. It is the answer. Option B is the correct answer. Now again we have 4 fractions. We have to decide which of the fractions is the smallest. When we look at these fractions, these are all like fractions, isn't it? 7 upon 8, 9 upon 8, 3 upon 8 and 5 upon 8. When we have like fractions, then what do? We compare the numerators, and the numerator with the greatest value will be the greatest fraction, isn't it? And here we know that the fraction with the smallest denominator will be the smallest one, isn't it? So when we check, 3 upon 8 is the fraction with the smallest numerator, isn't it? So this is the smallest fraction. 3 upon 8 is the smallest fraction. Option C is the correct answer. Next one, Isha reads 25 pages of a book containing 100 pages. Nagma reads half of the same book. Who reads less? We have two options, Nagma and Isha. So how do we solve this? So what is the fraction of pages Isha reads? It is 25 out of 100. That means 25 upon 100, which is equal to 1 upon 4. Okay. Now we can clearly see 1 upon 2 and 1 upon 4 we have to compare, and we know that 1 upon 2 or half is greater than 1/4, isn't it? So who reads less? It is Isha, isn't it? It is 1/4. So option B is the correct answer. Next, which of the following are like fractions? In the like fractions, we have same denominators, isn't it? So which is the correct option? Option B is the right answer, isn't it? All the denominators, the fractions with the same denominators are there. So it is B. Next question. multiple choice question, 2 marks again. Which of the following is not equal to the others? We have 4 fractions here: 6 upon 8, 12 upon 16, 15 upon 25 and 18 upon 24. These fractions are not in lowest form. So, to compare, first we will do convert them into their lowest form. So, 6 upon 8 is equal to 3 upon 4, isn't it? And 12 upon 16 is equal to 3 upon 4 again. And 15 upon 25 is equal to 3 upon 5. And 18 upon 24 is equal to 3 upon 4. So, which is not equal to others? It is 3 upon 5, isn't it? That means 15 upon 25 is the right option. C is the correct answer. Next question. Sum of 4 upon 17 and 15 upon 17. Sum of means we have to add them. We have to add these fractions and 4 options are given. We have to choose the correct answer. How do we do that? We know that we have to add these like fractions. These are here it is wrong, it is given, it is 17. We have like fractions. Both the fractions have same denominator, 4 upon 17 plus 15 upon 17. So, we take 17 as the common denominator and we will add the numerators. So, 4 plus 15 upon 17. 4 plus 15 becomes 19 and 17 is the denominator, isn't it? So, what is the answer? It is 19 upon 17. Where is this option? It is A, option A. So, A is the correct answer. Next, on subtracting 5 upon 9 from 19 upon 9, the result is 4 options we have. We have to subtract 5 upon 9 from 19 upon 9. So, these are like fractions. So, like addition only, here we will do the subtraction. We will take the denominator as 9 as the common denominator and subtract the numerators. So, 19 upon 9 minus 5 upon 9 becomes 14 upon 9. So, here we have the option B, 14 upon 9. So, option B is correct answer. Next question, we have to compare these two fractions, 11 upon 16 and 14 upon 15. So, these are unlike fractions. So, what do? We find the LCM of these two denominators so that we get like fractions, and then we compare the fractions. So, LCM of 16 and 15 is 240. So, we will convert 11 upon 16 into equivalent fraction such that the denominator is 240. So, it becomes 165 by 240 because we multiply both the numerator and denominator by 15. Similarly, we convert 14 upon 15 into an equivalent fraction with denominator 240. For this, we multiply both the denominator and the numerator by 16. So, what do we get? We get 224 upon 240. Okay. So, on comparing 224 and upon 240 and 165 upon 240, which one is the greater one? Obviously, the one with greater numerator, that is 224 is the greater one, isn't it? So, 224 upon 240 is the greater one. That means which fraction is greater? It is 14 upon 15 is the greater one, isn't it? So, which is the correct answer? Option B, this sign is the correct answer. Next, arrange the fraction 2 upon 3, 3 upon 4, 1 upon 2 and 5 upon 6 in ascending order. Ascending order means we have to convert, arrange them from small to big. Okay. So, which is the smallest one here? We have two options given. Let us see how we solve them. First, we have to find the LCM of all the denominators of all the fractions. That means 3, 4, 2 and 6, isn't it? 3, 4, 2 and 6. We find the LCM. And what is the LCM? It is 12. Now, we convert each fraction into an equivalent fraction with denominator 12. So, the equivalent fraction for 2 upon 3 we get 8 upon 12, and for 3 upon 4 we get 9 upon 12, and the equivalent fraction for 1 upon 2 with the denominator 12 we get 6 upon 12, and for 5 upon 6 we get 10 upon 12. Now we have all the fractions with same denominators and we can compare them. So, when we compare, we can see that 6 upon 12 is the smallest one, 8 upon 12 is greater than that, then we have 9 upon 12 and 10 upon 12 is the greatest one, isn't it? That they are like fractions, that means the greater the numerator, the greater will be the fraction. That means 1 upon 2 is the smallest one, 2 upon is greater than that, 2 upon 3 is greater than that, then we have 3 upon 4, and then the greatest one is 5 upon 6. So, which is the correct option? Here we have option A as the correct answer, isn't it? 1 upon 2 is the smallest and 5 upon 6 is the largest fraction. Now, let us move on to the next question. Add 3 upon 8 and 2 upon 3. The two options we have, let us solve this first. We have two unlike fractions and we have to add them. That means we have to find the LCM of the denominators so that we have like fractions. So, we multiply 8 by 3 and 3 by 8, and the numerator also here will be multiplied by 3 and here by 8. So, we get like fractions 9 upon 12 and 9 upon 24 and 16 upon 24. So, we take the common denominator and add the numerators. So, what do we get? We get 25 upon 24. So, on adding these two fractions, what do we get? We get 25 upon 24. B is the right option. Next question. Katrina rode her cycle 1 upon 2 kilometers in the morning and 3 upon 4 kilometers in the evening. Find the distance travelled by her altogether on that day. That means we have to find the total distance travelled by her and we have to add the fractions to get that. Two options are given here. Let us first solve and then we choose the option. So, the distance travelled by Katrina in the morning is 1 upon 2 kilometers, that means 13 upon 2 kilometers, isn't it? Mixed fraction is converted into the improper fraction. Then the distance travelled by Katrina in the evening is 3 upon 4 kilometers, that means 35 upon 4 kilometers. So, what is the total distance travelled by her? For this, we have to convert both these fractions 13 upon 2 and 35 upon 4 into like fractions, that means fractions with same denominator. So, what do? We multiply this fraction 13 upon 2 by 2 because LCM of 2 and 4 is 4, and here we already have the denominator 4. So, we do not multiply this fraction with any number. So, we get 26 upon 4 plus 35 upon 4. We take the common denominator 4 and then add the numerators 26 and 35. What do we get? We get 61 upon 4 kilometers, and which is expressed as 1 upon 4 kilometer as a mixed fraction. So, this is how we get this answer for this question, and let us look at the options now. 1 upon 4 is the right answer. So, which is the correct option? 1 upon 4 is option B. So, option B is the correct answer. Now, let us move on to the next problem. Mary bought 3.5 meters of lace. She used 3/4 meter of lace for her new dress. How much lace is left with her? So she has in total 3.5 meter of lace, and she used, out of this she used 3/4 meters. And how much is left with her? That means we have to subtract 3/4 meter from 1/2 meter. The options are given here. Let's solve the problem and then we'll come back to the options. So Mary bought the lace. The total lace was 1/2 meters, that means 7/2 meters. And the lace that was used by Mary is 3/4 meter, which is equal to 7/4 meter, isn't it? Now what is left with her? The lace left with her will be 7/2 meter minus 7/4 meters. Now these are unlike fractions. For this we have to convert them into like fractions by taking the LCM and converting them into equivalent fractions, so that we get fractions with same denominator. So here we multiply this fraction 7/2 by 2, because the LCM of 2 and 4 will be 4, and here we already have 4 as the denominator, so no need to multiply this fraction. So what do we get? We get 14/4 minus 7/4, isn't it? We get 14/4 minus 7/4. So what do? We take the common denominator 4 and subtract the numerators 14 minus 7, isn't it? So what do we get? We get 7/4 meter. 7/4 meter lace is left, which is converted as mixed fraction. Then what is it? It is 1/3/4 meter of lace. So 1/3/4 is the correct option. Let's see. 1/3/4 is option A. So this is the correct answer. So this was the last question. Children, you practice same type of problems so that you prepare well for your periodic test. Thank you.